Hello and welcome to Newsbreak. I'm your host, Nick Steffens. Getting into today's top stories, Mount Pleasant Main Street Art Center celebrated their first anniversary alongside the debut of their November gallery featuring artist Mark McWhorter. Last year, Mount Pleasant Main Street Art Center director Lori Lee Miller was excited to open a space where she could sell her art locally with other local artists. The front of the art center houses local art for purchase, the middle of the space is a rotating gallery space, and the back of the center is utilized for classes. Art sold on commission in the front retail space of the center provides 25% of the sale to the art center, and the artist takes home 75%. The art center is exceeding expectations and is already self-sufficient with income brought in from classes and sales. The evening was celebrated with beer samples brewed and provided by The Grange and live music by Trey Heger. November's featured artist McWhorter filled the gallery with many impressionistic watercolor tree-heavy scenes from across the nation. His work will be available for viewing and purchase through the month of November. As votes around the state and county are cast, campaign finance data shows state political parties investing heavily in the race for Iowa State Senate District 46 between Republican Don Driscoll and Democrat Kevin Kinney. Both candidates are incumbents formerly occupying separate Senate seats before the 10-year redistricting process put them on the same ballot. The close contest has made for one of the highest budget state legislative races in Iowa, totaling over $1 million of party expenses on ad buys alone since primary election night. Most of that money comes in the form of in-kind donations from statewide political parties, which buy ads on the candidate's behalf. With final campaign finance disclosure submitted Friday, the total ad expenditure comes to $709,787 from the Republican Party of Iowa and $446,693 from the Iowa Democratic Party on the district since July 15th. With new census data in legislative districts on the books, many Iowans will cast ballots in different buildings and even different towns from last general election on November 8th. County officials are urging voters to double-check their designated locations before they go out the door on Tuesday. While some have changed since the 2020 cycle, election officials in Henry, Jefferson, and Washington County said all their precincts had the same voting locations as this year's primary elections in June. The Mount Pleasant Police will be conducting its annual toy drive this year. They are looking for names of families who may need some assistance this year. Families may be called in anonymously. They will need names and ages of kids as well as phone numbers and addresses. If they were on the list last year, they cannot be on the list this year, and this is for local residents only. There'll be a drop box at the Mount Pleasant Police Department. They'll be collecting new toys up until December 19th, and the distribution will be on December 22nd. Please contact the Mount Pleasant Police at 319-385-1450, and that is Monday through Friday between the hours of 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. We're going to take a brief break, and when we come back, we'll have the weather and sports.
Since 1905, Kelowna Cooperative Technology Company has helped our community stay connected with the latest advancements in clear, dependable telecommunications services. KCTC provides rural Iowans with access to high-speed fiber internet, as well as phone, television, computer repair, and cybersecurity solutions. We're also proud supporters of local organizations and area schools within the community. KCTC, keeping Kelowna connected.
At the Capper Auto Group, we put our customers' needs first and understand that everyone is as different as the vehicle they select. We offer new Ford, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram vehicles in a friendly environment that puts you in the driver's seat. When it comes to service, we maintain factory-trained technicians and competitive pricing. The Capper Auto Group still believes that service after the sale provides the best customer experience. Come see the Capper experience for yourself.
Hospice isn't a place, it's a type of care that focuses on living. Servicing a 7-county area, the Hospice of Washington County staff of nurses, social work, hospice aides, spiritual and grief support, volunteers, music and massage therapists are able to provide free end-of-life care where the patient lives. We write wills, give consent for organ donation, but rarely is there a plan for what we would want the final phase of our lives. At Hospice of Washington County, we encourage our patients to be in charge of their healthcare decisions while maintaining quality of life.
Hello and welcome back to Newsbreak. I'm your host, Nick Steffens. We have the weather coming up, but first obituaries. Morris Cleve Tyrrell of Fairfield passed away on October 31st at the age of 86. A memorial service will be held at 2 p.m. November 12th at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Banner Funeral Home is in charge of the arrangements. Peggy Lou Gardner of Washington passed away on November 2nd at the age of 64. A private family service was held at 1 p.m. today. Jones and Ian Funeral Home is in charge of the arrangements. That was obituaries. It is now time for the weather.
The weather is brought to you by Jacqueline Ariola, LLC.
Come visit Jackie in her new location downtown. She is ready to serve Washington and the surrounding community. We have started off the work week with some great weather, although a bit chilly. It has been mostly sunny with a high of 58. It will warm up the next couple of days with a high of 62 and cloudy skies tomorrow. On Wednesday, it will get back up into the 70s and there will be partly cloudy skies. Like last week, we'll be ending the work week with some rain. On Thursday, there is a 50% chance with a high of 66. And on Friday, there is a 45% chance of rain, as well as the possibility of snow with temps dropping down to 26. We're going to take another brief break, and when we come back, we will have sports. Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service. We believe that we are more than just a federation of banks, but a federation of communities, serving Brighton, Richland, Wellman, and Washington, Iowa. Federation Bank's highly skilled staff is here to make sure you are able to accomplish your personal and professional goals, whatever they may be. Federation Bank, your family bank. Family owned and operated by Andy and Sarah Ross, Ross Auto has been your vehicle repair and maintenance headquarters since 1935. We specialize in all makes of cars and light-duty trucks. With our variety of available services, let us help you keep rolling and your vehicle operating efficiently. Services include general auto repair, alignments, brakes, fuel injection, and more. Schedule your appointment today at 319-653-5656. That's 319-653-5656. Hello and welcome back to the News Break. I'm your host, Nick Steffens. It is now time for sports.
Sports, brought to you by Fairway.
It's been 12 years since Waco football found itself in the state semifinals. Here in 2022, the Warriors are back in. What's been an authoritative season for number 2 Waco this far will be put to the test on Wednesday in the Unidome against the number 8 Newell Fonda Mustangs, who are 10-1 on the year. The two teams will battle for a spot in the 8-player state finals. Waco enters the semifinals off 3 dominant victories throughout the opening playoff rounds. The Warriors never allowed more than 14 points in each of the 3 victories, defeating Martinsdale St. Mary's 57-14, Central City 48-12, and Montezuma 52-7 last week. The Warriors are a defensive force when it comes to takeaways. Waco has 32 total takeaways on the season with 8 fumble recoveries and a mind-boggling 24 interceptions. Wednesday game is set to begin at 1 p.m. in Cedar Falls at the Unidome. The winner of Wednesday's semifinal will take on either number 1 Remsen St. Mary's or number 4 Lennox. The championship will be played at 9:30 a.m. on Thursday, November 17th. That's the news for Southeast Iowa. I've been your host, Nick Steffens. This is the Southeast Iowa Union News Break, and I'll see you next time.